Tensions between Washington and Caracas continue to remain tense, with President Donald Trump confirming that he's authorized the Central Intelligence Agency to conduct covert operations in Venezuela. The move marks one of the boldest escalations yet in the long-running campaign to force President Maduro from power. Speaking from the Oval Office on Wednesday, President Trump said that the CIA's mission was justified by what he called a surge of Venezuelan migrants and drug traffickers entering the United States. However, no evidence has been provided for these claims, which U.S. officials have not independently verified.
I authorize for two reasons, really. Number one, they have emptied their prisons into the United States of America. They came in through the border. And the other thing are drugs. We have a lot of drugs coming in from Venezuela. And a lot of the Venezuelan drugs come in through the sea, so you get to see that. But we're going to stop them by land also.
Now, this is the latest indication that President Trump's approach to the crisis has shifted from diplomatic pressure to direct action, a move that critics say risks igniting a regional conflict. Yet President Trump's public admission of a secret authorization is virtually unprecedented, breaking the usual veil of silence around intelligence missions.
Does the CIA have authority to take out Maduro?
We're not going to let this country, our country, be ruined because other people want to drop, as you say, their worst. And so, I mean, it's just one of those things. And I can tell you, we've taken care of the sea. There's nobody, and we're watching. And if we see it, we'll save it.
During a dinner at the White House on Wednesday, President Trump even joked about people being nervous about U.S. strikes in Venezuelan vessels, adding that the time has come that nobody wants to go anywhere near the water.
And speaking of Venezuela, we have a lot of drugs. We had a lot of drugs coming in by water, and that stopped. In fact, nobody wants to go fishing anymore. Nobody wants to do anything near the water. They might have a beautiful boat, and they might as well get rid of their boat because they are very nervous about it.
Venezuela's government swiftly condemned President Trump's statement as a quote-unquote flagrant violation of international law, accusing Washington of seeking regime change to seize control of the country's oil. In a fiery television speech, President Maduro accused the CIA of orchestrating a coup d'etat in the region. And hours later, he ordered nationwide military drills and mobilized troops, police, and civilian militias to defend the country's mountains, coasts, schools, hospitals, factories, and markets.
No al cambio de régimen.
No to regime change, which reminds us so much of the endless, failed wars in Afghanistan, Iraq, Libya, and so on. No to CIA-orchestrated coups d'etat, which recall the 30,000 disappeared in the CIA-backed coups against Argentina. Pinochet's coup, and the 5,000 young people who were killed or disappeared.
Neighboring Colombia condemned Washington's CIA operation, warning of possible consequences.
Honestly, I'm not much of a fan of the policies pursued by the current government of Venezuela because I did not recognize it. I won't get into that, but I do know what can happen in Colombia, and that is my responsibility. If missiles start falling over there, or as announced today, if a violent operation begins by land carried out by CIA agents, that would run counter to the United Nations Human Rights Commission's resolution, which unanimously approved the Colombian resolution.
President Trump's comments come amid an expanding U.S. military buildup in the southern Caribbean, where American forces have already launched at least 5 strikes on boats alleged to be tied to drug cartels. And with the CIA's covert mandate, President Trump's confrontation with Caracas has entered dangerously new territory.
Want the facts?
The latest developments?
News that gets straight to the point.
Well, we've got all 3 just for you. This is Firstpost Live, a brand new show, your window into what really matters.
Don't miss it.